Good morning. This is the day. It's about 7 in the morning and we need to head out and rush to the train because we are on the way to London. I have a ton of viewings lined up for flats. We're gonna go do them today. We're gonna try to secure an apartment. Let's go. Hey y'all, it's me from the editing suite. I just wanted to interject with some reality realness. I booked a 3-day trip with my mom to get this whole ordeal sorted. I signed by Friday and it was honestly so stressful and so hectic. Everything was going on. I had to set time apart so that this was the only thing that I could focus on. For the past month, I'd pretty much been on Rightmove every single day, checking all the new listings, emailing agents. As soon as I saw something that I liked, what I did is then I would re-email them saying, "Hi, I'm gonna be in London tomorrow. Do you have new properties available? I want to see some stuff." That's the turnaround time. It's super competitive. But that's kind of what I had to do to make it work because I knew we had a limited amount of time. And if I'd waited any longer, I wouldn't be able to move in before school started. So that's why we went this route. Made it off the train. We are in London. Actually crazy because our initial train, our connection from Brussels to London was canceled and they sent out no notification, nothing. We just got to the station and we found out because it was on the screens. So we quickly had to book another train to Brussels, caught that one on time. We ended up making it and now we're here. We are on the way to the very first one. We just arrived around the area, so I'm looking around in the car. It's very exciting. It's a 1-bedroom. It's not online yet, but he's got other viewings today, so if we like it, we should put in an application really quickly. But it's my very first apartment viewing ever, so. The first apartment was in Bayswater. It looked really nice, but it was nestled in between a lot of hotels. The hallway itself to get to the apartment was pretty cramped, but it had an elevator. And the apartment itself was really well finished. I especially loved the kitchen. It had a dishwasher. It looked really, really good. And the hallways were really well updated as well. So we just got to the hotel. We just finished the very first viewing. It was super interesting. The flat was really nice, I have to say. I think that like the appliances were modern, the bathroom was super clean. It had a separate bedroom, which wasn't with a door, but it had a really narrow alleyway and it was just a bed. But honestly, that's perfect over a studio because it gives a little bit of like space separation. So that was really interesting to see. I don't particularly love the area that apartment is in, and so I think I'm gonna make sure to keep my eyes open for some other apartments closer towards the west side. We have some of those scheduled for tomorrow, but we have one more appointment today with a woman from Foxtons, and we're really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that, and she's gonna show us maybe a couple of different ones. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what that brings up. Looks like it's gonna start to rain soon, so we're hustling. The second agent took us to a couple of different apartments, and this was the first one. It was a 1-bedroom. The kitchen was particularly nice, although the bathroom and everything else felt a little bit outdated. When you looked at the walls and the ceiling, it had some stains on it, so we were a no on that. Then we drove closer towards West London and absolutely fell in love with the area. This is Notting Hill. So we had really high hopes for this first apartment. It had a little gate, it had a little garden, but honestly, it was so interesting on the inside. I didn't even really record it, the tenant was there. The hallway I didn't already like, and then it wasn't really anything worth showing. In terms of the third apartment, this one is in an older building, but the layout was really interesting and it was well kept. As you can see, the bed is lofted, which kind of gives a lot of living space. Currently, the tenant is using that as an extra bed. I really love the details. Good morning. It is now day 2 of our London apartment search, and we have about 6 scheduled appointments today. So even busier than yesterday, but I'm really excited about these because they're going to be more in the Notting Hill area, which is kind of what I really enjoy. So let's go. before we keep going, I'm just gonna have breakfast real quick. This is Oben. I think it's like a French breakfast place. They also do other meals, but we decided to stop by on our way there, so let's get some energy. So we just ate. As you can see, the food was literally just what it's on the menu. A little bit uninspiring, but still tasty. Just egg on toast with truffle on top, but glad that we have some sustenance. We're headed to the first location now. Our first viewing of the day and the fourth overall was by this company called Vonder. They are like a short let and a long let agency, and they own all of the flats in the building. They own multiple buildings, so everything is kind of set up the same way, almost like a hotel room. All the utilities were included. It had really high ceilings, which I loved, but as you can see, the space itself to live was absolutely tiny. It also was looking really good, but as you can see, there were kind of stains. Overall, there was also mold in the ceiling that she said that she wasn't planning on fixing. So overall, it just felt like it wasn't that well maintained. All right, so we just saw that apartment. It was, as you can see, super tiny, really small. It did have super high ceilings, which was nice.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna add to that I know that Cyan is always super nice. This place, literally, you stomp up onto the bed, and I'm still hot.
We are sweating.
I'm like literally heat stroking from this place.
Yeah, so it's a no. The bathroom was nice though, I have to admit, and the ceilings were nice.
And our bathroom was bigger than
the room almost. Got off this bus, and we are now headed to the RCA. We're looking at it right now, right by Hyde Park. It's so beautiful today. Last time I was here, if you saw my previous vlog, we weren't able to get into this, like the school itself. But now that I'm officially registered, here we are. This is the RCA shop. This is where students can get their materials. They have everything from wood, metal, paper, pens, everything. It was super cool getting to see what the RCA store had to offer. I had never been inside before. I obviously had visited the outside of the Kensington campus with my dad a couple months ago, but seeing like the more tangible materials was really cool. Also walked a little bit around the main floor. One thing I especially loved was this outdoor space by the window by the cafe. It was just so beautiful. I'm really excited. Also, walking outside Kensington, we spotted this.
Welcome to a special evening of music for royal celebrations.
Okay, so we are now in the college area of Imperial Royal College of Art and Music. It's really cool just to stumble upon. We just saw the other house, and now we're walking towards Soho so that we can check out our next appointment house. I'm really excited about this one, so I hope it goes well. One of our immediate observations was that with the bus from school into Soho, the commute was kind of long. So the Soho place that we saw is gone. As we were going, they accepted an offer. There's another one that came on the market, so we're gonna take a look at that one in a second. It's unfurnished, so we are at the Made.com store. It's got these restaurants, but also these adult stores. So it's kind of a toss-up on the location. We're right in the middle of Soho. Should figure out if we like that. Even though I wasn't fully sure about the location, one of the things I absolutely loved immediately was the building. It was beautiful. The hallways were super modern already. Everything about it was just really great. This apartment was really uniquely finished. It had really fun pastel colors. As you can see, I was really happy about that. I'd seen a video of it before. It also had a modern intercom, so I knew what I was getting into. It also has a washer dryer, which I don't show here. My favorite thing about this apartment, apart from the finishing and the little colors, is the kitchen. It has a dishwasher. The sink was really nice. The burners for the stove were really nice, and it had a full-size fridge, which is a huge plus in London. After the Soho viewing, we had to rush to our third one back in the Notting Hill area. Look at the streets, they are so cute. I just fell in love with all the stores and this apartment happened to be above one. It was a period style building, but that did nothing to stop the apartment itself from being incredibly modern, as you can see. If you like the kitchen from the last one, this one absolutely blew my mind. It has a washer dryer, it has every appliance that you could want, and even additional ones, like a coffee machine in one of the cabinets. The living room was a bit smaller because of how much space the kitchen took up, but it did have another bedroom, so it wasn't a studio like the other ones I'd seen, so it was pretty nice. Saw two apartments, one in Soho, one closer to Notting Hill area, which is where we're walking right now. Both were awesome. Both were incredible. The Notting Hill one is a little bit better for location for me. It's a one bedroom. It was beautiful. The appliances were beautiful. There's like a built-in coffee machine in the wall. I don't know how that works, but also don't drink coffee, but it was pretty cool to see. It had it didn't have a washing machine, but it did have a washer dryer integrated, so that helps a lot. And as you can see, the street, I mean, it's just beautiful. A lot to think about. It's a little bit more expensive than the Soho one, but equal like level of finishing. The last apartment we saw was on Kensington High Street, right next to the station. The lights were turned off because the couple was gone on vacation, but the bedroom was really big. It had a lot of storage. The kitchen was really nice, updated. The living room was a lot smaller than any of the other ones that I'd seen, but because it had a separate bedroom, it worked out. Just finished 3 viewings and we're in the Kensington High Street station, and all 3 were really nice, to be honest. So we're gonna go sit down and put in some offers. So we're now at the Pret, just to regroup and sit down and do all the forms that we need to do. We're actually gonna be putting in a couple of offers right now. I guess by tonight we'll hear what is the deal. Yeah, let's go. We managed to squeeze in one last viewing this day. It was a studio on Portobello Road, which was really fun, but I wasn't really feeling the size of the space. It was just one room and the bathroom was also small. It's day 3. We saw one more property, which you can see here. It was a beautiful studio, but it was really tiny. The street outside we didn't really love, so it's gonna be a no for that one, but it was really, really well updated. It was really nice, so if you're interested, go for it. So we wait on the final offers. My mom and I have scheduled an afternoon tea appointment. We're at the Rosewood Hotel. It's gorgeous, and they've just served us our last course, which are these amazing Dali-inspired cakes. They are beautiful, as you can see. Can't wait to taste them. We are in this side room in the Rosewood Hotel. I think they use this to like talk to people who are getting their weddings planned. I just submitted my 5 weeks deposit and first month's rent. I have a house. It worked out. My very first house. My own apartment. It's real.